talked about some of the more talented, tenacious guys you've got in the gym. Someone who certainly fits that mould is Josh Taylor, who we now know spent a week here last week, trial, I suppose you would call it. How did that come about?
I was asked by MTK if I would do a trial with him. I said yes, so he came over. We did, I think, 6 or 7 days, fitted him well with the boys, had some good chats, did some good work, and he's got a very difficult decision to make, because his entire pro career, from his first fight to becoming essentially number one in the world now in the division and unifying and winning the World Boxing Super Series and building an incredible resume for a 16-fight pro who wasn't Olympic champion, who wasn't world number one as an amateur. That's an incredible achievement. And so, the work that he did with Shane McGuigan has put him in the position and created the fighter that he is. And to change trainer, regardless of what trainer you go with, the trainer's always going to try and impart an element of his philosophy or his ego into the situation, and that's the tricky part, is managing that, where he needs to know what he is and who he works with, needs to understand what he is, understand how he got to who he is today and why he fights the way he does, and work within his abilities rather than saying, right, do this and do that. You can always improve a couple of things, and we talked about improving a couple of things that wouldn't have any negative effect on his style or change his style. It was a good one for me as well, because I had to adjust. I've got someone here who's really aggressive and tenacious, and all of a sudden, from out of distance, he's right on top of you, still trying to throw the combinations. And it was fun. It was interesting. He's got to make a decision. He's got no choice. He has to make a decision. And like I said to him, he's got a big target on his back now. Everyone is shooting at him. Everyone's shooting at him after 16 pro fights. So at the end of the day, he's proven his level already. He's got to make that decision, get his head down, and get stuck into preparing for what he's going to do. Whether it's with me or with someone else, I don't care. I like him. I got on well with him. I'd never had a conversation with him before, but I enjoyed the time we had together. I've got a lot of respect for him. He's a smart fella. He's a tenacious fella, and in that division, I think he's earned the right to be considered number one. So, see what he does.
Is it kind of a novel situation for you, given your experience, how long you've been in the sport, that you've now got a fighter coming here for a trial who then has to pick between you and another coach? It's probably been a while since that's happened.
I think when any fighter comes to me, when Josh Kelly first came to me, I said, before you make your decision, go and work with other people, because these amateurs that turn pro, regardless of how good they are as amateurs, when they turn pro, they're trying to hide the fact that they don't know the business they're stepping into. And I said that to Josh. I said, you're at a disadvantage in this conversation, because I know the business from top to bottom. My advice to you would be, go around and work with different people, then make your decision, whatever that is. And so, no, it's not an unusual scenario for me, because all fighters have to make a decision. In terms of the Josh Taylor situation, I remember having a conversation with Andy Lee a few years ago, and he said to me, he paid me a hell of a compliment, because he compared me to somebody he'd worked with before, in Emmanuel Stewart. He said there was a point in time when Emmanuel Stewart became a hired gun, where fighters would bring him in for his services and advice for one fight. Now, that's not what I want to do, but a world champion who's already established as a unified world champion coming to me is kind of that hired gun scenario, where you got to step in and know, whether it's me or whether it's another coach. That's the scenario you're looking at. And
is it flattering to be considered? Do you still get flattered?
Nah, it's not about flattering. I do what I do, and I need whoever I work with, I have to have belief in them as a person and belief in them as a fighter, and be able to get on with them before anything else, because time and energy is precious, and the older I get, the more precious I get about who I choose to spend my time and energy with. That for me is the more important thing.
Just want to ask you quickly one more question about Josh. He's obviously, if he does end up joining you, coming to you in a backdrop of what looks like an acrimonious split from his previous team. Does that kind of, I don't know if you call it baggage, but does that ever play into your mind when taking on a new fighter? Any of kind of the extracurricular flack you might get?
No. Don't even register, because I just have a job to do. I believe in what I do, and that's all I focus on. It's kind of like, if a relationship ends and you get another partner, do you want to start talking about all their previous partners, or are you just going to crack on and just look at what's in front of you each day? And I just crack on.
What if their previous partner was Mike Tyson or someone? There'd probably be a bit of a fear coming into it, wouldn't there? Maybe not in your case.
I don't know what you meant by that question. No, my analogy was good. Yours was shit. And no, I just look at what I do and focus on what I believe in.